What's up, everybody? All right, I'll be performing a spark plug change on a 2015 Chevy Spark. A few steps before you start. You're gonna need to get all the tools and the materials you need. So what you're looking at now is you need 4 spark plugs. I usually prefer AC Doco. They're some of the best spark plugs. Good brand. They're iridium. The next thing you'll need is a socket wrench. This is a 3/8 drive socket wrench. Then the next thing is going to be the socket extension. This is used for when you take the spark plugs out. And then here is the spark plug socket. It's a 5/8 drive. This here is just another wrench in case I need it. And then here is the 10 millimeter socket to take off the front panel covering the spark plugs. And this is a swivel, and I'll show you what you need the swivel for. And then here's your gap so that your spark plugs are gapped correctly. For 2015, it's recommended that you have a 0.35 gap size for your spark plugs. All right. Now over here, like I said, you're gonna need your 10 millimeter socket to take off these 6 screws. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the ones in the back, they're a little hard to get to with just your regular socket wrench. So you're going to use that swivel tool to get underneath and unscrew these screws here in the back. All right, and once I get that off, the spark plugs, there's going to be 4 spark plugs. You use your socket wrench and your extension and also your spark plug socket to take off the spark plugs. So stay tuned. I'll be showing you that here in a few. Okay, now you see that I just took off the front panel. Okay, what we're gonna do next is use the same 10 millimeter socket to take these 4 screws out. And then after that, 2 other tools that I didn't mention that you will need is a flathead screwdriver and some damn, I can't think of it. Well, you know how this looks. It'll come to me. All right, and then you're gonna use the flathead screwdriver to, you see this red pin here? You're gonna prop that up, and then in the back, you're gonna push it forward. And then this pin will go back, and then you can remove this cap here that's covering the ignition coil. And you do that for each ignition coil. And then, oh yeah, they're pliers. So the pliers you use to remove this hose here from this piece on the spark plug panel. And yeah, so after that is off, then we're gonna pull the spark plugs out. So stay tuned. All right, so I'm gonna give you an example of me taking out the spark plug. So I already took off the ignition coil, which is right here. Okay, now I'm just gonna turn it to the right so I can unscrew it. Okay, pop that off. Now I can twist it much faster. Okay, I'm gonna show you how the old spark plug looks in comparison to the new spark plug. Okay, it's almost unloosened. Okay, let's see, is it ready yet? Yeah, I think it's ready. Okay, ooh, wow, look at that. You see how brown it is? You see the tip? The tip is kind of crusty and worn out. Now I'm gonna show you the new spark plug. Okay, now as you can see, this one is much better, the one on the right. Okay, nice and shiny. Okay, and this one here is gonna go right in the trash. Okay. And then I'm also going to show you that you have to pre-gap or gap these spark plugs. Like I said in the beginning, for the AC Delco, it's which is about right there in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to slide it over. See, that's 0.30, and I'm trying to move it over, but it's kind of hard, so you have to apply a little pressure to get it to 0.35, which is about right there. Okay, perfect. 0.035. And I usually like to take it through the gap one more time just to make sure there's no nooks and crannies that's blocking it. So I'll start here at 0.020, and I'm gonna work my way all the way through. Oops. Hopefully I don't drop it. Okay, here we go. Slide it, slide it. It should go easily past 30. Okay. Okay, all right. So there's a little nook and cranny right here at about 0.034. So I'm gonna wedge it a little bit one more time to get it to 0.35. Okay, perfect. 0.035. Okay, and once that's gapped, slide it back down into the socket. Okay, and you get your spark plug socket and your extension. Make sure that the spark plug fits smoothly into the hole, and then you just start screwing. Okay, it's kind of tight, so let me bring it back up. Maybe the threads, you make sure you don't want to cross thread these spark plugs. Okay, let me try to fit it back in the middle. Okay, all right, it should turn easily. If it doesn't turn easily, then you may have some cross threading. Okay. And also, when you're doing the spark plugs, make sure you do each spark plug one by one. Don't take them all out, because as best practice, you may forget which spark plug you've either pre-gapped or haven't gapped at all. So it's just kind of a time saver to take out the ignition coil, pre-gap the spark plug, and then put that same spark plug into its hole, and then you move to the next one. All right, so I'm just going to tighten it up. Okay, tighten it up. You don't want to put too much torque on it, just enough, because you don't want to crack the glass on the spark plug. All right, and that's it. Down in there even. Make sure that the spark plug is even, and then you just move on to the next one. Oh, actually, all right, so you do it in steps. So you make sure you put the spark plug in, and then you put the ignition coil back in, and that's it. And then this is the last one. So you pretty much do the steps that I did in this one for each one. All right. tune in for the end results. Okay, so I've put the screws back on, put the cap back on. Last thing I need to do is put this hose back in here, and then we're all set.